Welcome back. Best of the best, light and love crew, my most ethical sentience. Needing a little boost right now before I get on with my day. It is, dude, I don't even, it doesn't matter whether or not I know where to start. I just got to start. And that's what I've been doing. And this whole thing about how we measure out success is, it's very imbalanced. It's a very imbalanced scale. Inaccurate, let me tell you, because to each their own. And I'm looking to gain some patience out of this. I'm always successful in my pursuit in finding the answers, and it helps me gain traction. So we don't have to question where Tina's whereabouts are. We just know that they're validated and where they bring us to, what kind of conclusions they bring us to. So I'm going to use let's use a little bit of a complex deck, which is the Healing Light Tarot, because, dude, seriously, the things that I need to do today, I'm gonna let Spirit take the wheel. Spirit, I'll take the mic, you take the wheel. I'll be the announcer, just like kind of. No, I know you need me to be in tow, so. What is it, Spirit? This little driver's ed episode here that we're having. What is it that you would like me to focus on to get through today? Ace of Wands inverted. Let's get a little clarification on that. Ace of Wands inverted. The portal of light coming through to amplify our own. Okay, that's not usually what I get from here, but this is what I get from this visualization. That it's a downloaded boost. You see? You see? Instead of it coming from us, it's coming from the ethers from up above. You see? It's a sonic blast right there. That's excellent. So there's a triad here down the middle and up above. See? So we're the fourth one, cornerstone. It's essential for this official download to take root. That's what they're saying. They're seeding us. Excellent. 10 of Wands and then the Hangman in reverse. So they're saying, you know this. You know this, Tina. There's a lot of added responsibility here. But there's a changing of the tide. There's leaves all strewn about here. I didn't notice this on the detail of the previous. But things are, it's like it just happened. Usually you're bearing the weight of the 10 of Wands, like to carry from here to there. But these wands have been established. These are things that we kind of set, like they're achievements made one after the other, and it raises up like stadium seating. And so it's a graduated effect towards this towards the light at the end of this tunnel that seems to be so public, so open and out there, for lack of better terms. Definitely, to some it's out there, but what do you want to say about this? It's like those LED strip lights that lead to there, so it so that you cannot stray from that light. And so there's a knowing, and it's just like, how do I even get there? and it's already self-explanatory as far as the process of leading. Like you already put how do you call it? A trail of crumbs, basically, so that we're not to be swayed when something rolls through that comes up as a challenge. And today I had that again, you know? There's kind of a piercing effect with these. All of these things are very much internalized, because this is the first time that I'm seeing that you can see right through the person, and there's bars up against there. So this is a very committed energy that feels at times, when it really weighs down on us, like imprisonment. Um, but there's something like locust, like a roach or something, that we're carrying on our back. So I don't even know what the frick that's supposed to mean here. I don't know what the symbology is of that, but roaches are very primitive within their make. They've lasted through many eras. But this one is like upsized. So we got like the big boss level, and it's like bringing home the head of, like in ancient times, we're like, bring me his head on the plate. and then, to show me proof. And I think that's what that is. Bringing in, hauling in the evidence. Because I have to do court stuff today, and it's, I'm tired of living in this ultimate concern and fear that because I'm announcing whatever I'm doing, that like shit's gonna, like, there's gonna be a huge shit storm of things that are going to befall my path. Like, I don't need to worry about those things anymore, because when you understand the level that you're at, where like, when you give power to those manifestations, especially at this level, um it's almost to your, like, manifestation is very real at this point. That's all I gotta say. So i I've got to face whatever's ahead of me, even with that possible likelihood, and let karma follow its way through. Like, let karma make its way. I'm not gonna be silenced in fear of what may fall. Like, I think that's what one of my kids is experiencing with. I'm not even gonna go into it, because that's a very, like, private matter, that and I'm very protective in that realm. Like, do not try me. Like, there's like no real warning, like, that's stipulated in there, but I think that gives it more weight. um so yeah, I'll speak about my own. So Hangman in reverse, it's this is an awakening, an awareness, and enlightenment, from one point to the other. Okay, so there's a cyclical effect here, an event here. So let me just show you here. So this is an awareness that built this up into here, this light. Now there's a guiding point of going inwards. So it's working up to this point of awareness, and then so it's cyclical here. Like angular, but cyclical. Like, it's an acute angle, not a right angle, but more of like an, acute. 45 degree. Is that 45 degree, or is that, yeah, because right angle would be 90 degree. Yeah. So we're looking at that. So it's like kind of cracking open the door to this this understanding. Like, can't be afraid of what's gonna be behind door number 2 or whatever. Bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. Got to start it up. Whatever this is, there's something tribal about this, because there's a feather on the headpiece. All right. What else do you want to say, Spirit? Like, what is it that I need to do to get me through today? Because I'm doing great with anger management. I have been for a while. I'd say that's one of the accomplishments that I've had, because, you know, previous relationships, you know, when you take a snippet back into like what was before and how things came to be now, like I did this for the right, my stomach made that sound. I don't know why though, so somebody must be really, yeah, I think I used to let it affect me, and it got, like, people say it gets the best of you, know, it got the worst of me. And um when you let people trigger you like that, it's just fodder. And I didn't realize it at the time. I just didn't realize how people got off on you getting upset. And so, and it's like not even cute, like, oh, she's mad. No, it's like seeing how like you could, it's like this controlling thing where you can operate somebody's, push somebody's buttons and see like how like insane they'll get, um you know, or how upset or sad they'll get. And it's like, wow, those people you really got to feel sorry for. Like, you had me and now you absolutely lost me. You're like, I'm done with you. There is no going back to that. You seriously fucked up that badly. And so I think that set the precedence. So, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying right now. Like, I could be behaving in a manner that so many else, like, how everybody, like, how much of society copes with these real life problems. But for me, it's just like, okay, I know I got to do this, and I am in motion to do that. I just need a little bit of a boost, like see what Spirit has to say, and maybe others can learn from like this thing too. So King of Pentacles in reverse and a Knight of Wands. What you got to say about that, Spirit? This is like just plain and simple, because normally I get the King of Pentacles in reverse as someone who's highly manipulative with the essence of wealth. So these are like the 1950s like couples where they're like, oh, you know, you position the wife to be dependent, and you say that like that's peachy keen, that's a happy ending story, you take care of the kids, etc., whatever, until they use it to like their advantage, and they're like, oh well, you know, you rely on me, you would be nothing without me, etc. And then you're fucked. But I'm no longer taking like the plain Jane assessment of reversals. I'm taking this as a highly abundant card. So what do? You massively invest in yourself. Like, if anyone's gonna do the job, I'm gonna do it, honey. And so it builds tons of confidence, you know, and moving forward through the changing of the tides. I think, is fall here? I don't know, fall's, but again, it's looking at you know, kind of that circular effect that we saw in the previous cards here. The connectivity between, the relationship between two cards, how one thing can lead to another. And so we're seeing that investment, that global investment, basically, as a cumulative asset, you know, within all elements, including spirit, and how that like pinpoints forward to here, like a guiding light. So I think that's what we're seeing here within the last sets of cards that were pulled. They were very much built into our guiding light. Like, you know, it's I don't want to say it's a no-brainer, but like it, there's no need for added stress here. It's self-regulated. That's what I wanted to say. I was hearing self-sustaining, but this is more like self-regulating, like in the motion, And that's the only sense of control that we have here. So I feel as though I'm off on the right foot, at least with that. And, you know, being a mom, seriously, it's not like all 100% lovey-dovey. You have to, sometimes you have to be a little business about it. Um, yeah. So I'm seeing a lot of similarities with some things that my kids have to go through, as well as I. And I think that's just a bigger motivator when we're looking at the effects of kinship energies. So let me see here. What else you want me to know, Spirit? Okay. Accentuated High Priestess, accentuated Queen of Wands. Like, freaking, seriously. Like, I thought sometimes, like, when things drop like that, or when I am uncertain about the delivery, but just an acceptance of it, like, what's gonna, like, what is it? Let's just catch a breath here. Like, the best shit comes through. It's like, you know it, Tina, and you got it in you, and it's inevitable that you're going to show that to the world, whether that's in your locality or wherever there. Oh my gosh, she's like playing basketball. It's like, you know, it's basically like a free throw. You see? That's so insane. To the Queen of Wands. So like you got it basically in the bag. Like there's no reason why you wouldn't catch that ball, Tina. So it's like um it's kind of toying with your own measures. So playing a game with yourself. So like people are saying like, okay, you got this, you can do this, blah blah blah, you know, and you have that like looming in your mind as well, whether that's singular or pluralized. And so you take that shot, you do it, and it's inevitable that you would make it, being the Queen of Wands. There's no way that you would not catch it as the Queen of Wands. And because she always like catches those frequencies, she always catches like the feels, she catches on quick. And that's interesting. She actually has 4 sets of hands here. So this is a spinster almost. But I don't even know what a spinster is like in old time like talk, but it's someone who can weave quite a web. Yeah, all the more reason. Oh my gosh, that's so insane as far as like being the net. Um so they're saying something about the net worth in spirituality. Like it's accentuated. It was like in the mailbox, like right at my feet. I was served that. That's insane. Like don't make no mistake about it. It was like, you know, the hot items. You have like a separate inbox for like, you know, the regular stuff, the recipient side. But the fact that it fell like right like in front of me between my legs, that's like it's real time. It's served. So you ought to know that, Tina. Bottom of the deck is 4 of Wands in reverse, and right behind that is the Death card. Interesting. So, you know what they're saying? You got to turn this mother out. So this is building, establishing roots, but it's like we already got the stronger roots. This is more of like the, these are new roots. You see like that blast right there? It's the fine roots that yeah, that are coming through. Huh. I think it's to get more nutrients, more data from the foundations. So the Death card. What do you want from me? What is it you want from me? Seriously. I'm not afraid of you, but like, dude, your adventures are a little crazy. So what's the deal with all of this? I think it's just being moved to a new destination. There's a new journey up ahead. You see his face? You see that face? He's happy. He's like, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it. This will be a fun time. What's ahead of us, Spirit? Seriously, Tower in reverse. So we're just like, we're going out there. I'm like, come on, Tina. We're gonna get out there. We're gonna clean up this mess, and it's gonna be okay. Housekeeping. Okay. So there's like rolling up those sleeves, like, it's a humbling effect. This is something that we all gotta do. Housekeeping in several arenas. Okay, King of Cups. So we meet Spirit. We meet Spirit and Cash. Jesus Christ. It's like, okay, I see you. Thanks for meeting up with me to help clean stuff up. It's all good. All right. So I feel like I got one more card from that. What's behind Spirit as a reward? Queen of Swords. That's the ultimate truth. So there's an upgrade. Like here's a new sword, Tina. You can cut the ties. Now it's being released from cocoon status and releasing others as well. So there's a lot of flight there. It's like, ta-da! Yeah. All right, but top of the deck is 7 of Wands in reverse. Why do we get 7 of Wands in reverse? 7 of Wands is an abundant card for me, really. It's having the higher ground. So I think anybody who has the higher ground, because we've seen it patterned out, like this is a common theme that makes its way through, like in the, every so often here, especially in the recent times. So it's telling me that those that understand having the higher ground know what it's like to be on the low points, to not have the vantage points as most would presume that we have, especially with these like very, very good cards. So I think when we got the Tower moment in reverse and we have to do the cleanup after those decisions were made, like those were the righteous decisions. Those are correct. But it doesn't mean that there's other stuff involved in kind of, it's like the whole package deal, right? So you have to, when you reach like that ground zero point, you have to get to the low points and roll up your sleeves and like do the work, do the cleanup, because like you can't add more things on the list of why you're upset at society, upset at like your peers, upset at like people not helping, because even though that this is not 100% just for me, it's you can't task people. You can't expect people to task themselves, like take it upon themselves to help you out, when they're basically fighting their own battles or just kind of like medicating through them. So, this is ultimate self-reliance here. In getting through it. So, yeah, I mean, you have to wonder. An empress goes through some major shit to keep, their empire both in check and flourishing. So, you got to deal with like X amount of factors, and sometimes you got to do, the job yourself, whatever it is, like certain tasks. So, I think that's a great motivator. We don't need to have like any other cards to say like, hey, you're going to get this along the way. But I think that's reading between the lines of that'll come along with the package too. That's what they're saying. Like, we're not going to tell you what you're going to find along the way. You're going to get it. There are other rewards along the way because you're doing the work. Yeah. So here I'm getting like there's no real competition here. This is doing the work quietly, because it's 1 away from the 8 of Wands. So it's, yeah, that's what they're saying. Temperance in reverse. 9 of Cups. So we know that this is ultimately an this is a new formula to create happiness, like carefree. This is something that we're invested in. Like if it were like a regular 9 to 5 type of job, we wouldn't question it. Like, okay, so we have this succession plan. This is my growth path, where like my boss says I have to do these things, these KPIs to fulfill to get that role. And usually men don't have to worry about that shit following through, but women, we do. We do. That's just a matter of fact. That's the way things have been. And that's definitely been to my experience, especially with the way I look. I think I don't know why people are like that. There's certain advantages and disadvantages to aesthetics. So, yeah, I'm not even going to go through that. But it's a succession plan. Like if the whole reason why I brought up the whole 9 to 5 thing was like putting your trust in an outward like entity that's supposed to be like one of your own, you're one of the crew. When there's so much more success, like so many more the likelihood is greater, and the success rate is greater when you do that for yourself. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Midpoint, strength. Yep, that's what their midpoint of that side is, strength. Right? Medallion says nothing less. Midpoint of this one is 3 of Swords in reverse. So we already got that into that. This is kind of self-explanatory. I don't have any like feelings attached to what I'm doing. Like to be truthful, I no longer have that happy ending in mind, as far as like, it's not even something that I aspire to anymore with like, okay, we have our dissolution and we go our own ways. I'm like doing my like own thing. I'm financially independent, abundant, all of that, emotionally, like everything is good. And then everything is good on, well, I don't even know, I'm not even going to discern on that side, but I no longer have that picture in mind of that possibility of like, okay, our families can merge for the holiday, like Christmas or whatever, or New Year's, and we can like say like water under the bridge, like everything is good, like there's no possibility or desire of going back, nor is there any remorse. Like I'm no longer, it's an old book. It's done with. It's if we get to that point, then great, but it's not something that like I'm, like puppy in the window anymore. Like I just know that there's so much more to invest in than wanting that for my kids, because it's not for me. Like it's more like my kids can see like, things can really work out if you just do this and that. And, like they can, but let's aspire to something greater than, than what's beyond our control. You know what I mean? So, like that risk factor involved in that scheme, dude, I already seen the patterns. And, throughout this journey, like as time progresses, I see like, are you kidding? Like some things just don't change, and at least within a certain life span. So maybe in the next life things will get better for that individual, but for me, I'm aiming on this one. So success is bound to happen there. All right, no bananagrams for now. I just thought I would move forward on this note, and I'm going to get one card as a closing thought from Spirit. Actually, let's get it from the, what do you call it? Mother Peace Round Tarot. What is it, Spirit? One from Spirit, one from Goddess Kali. Spirit is the Knight of Cups, accentuated, but kind of like accelerated up. Okay. Knight of Cups. I think when we're talking about romanticizing, this is realistic. Like, what can Tina do for herself? Like, what can Tina do for her future? You know what I mean? And Kali, Seven of Cups, accentuated. Possibilities are endless. You know? She's actually laying out a canopy. You see? Just chill, Tina. Just chill. Seven of Cups. Oh, they're saying that you're feeding your kin because you see, like, she's the seventh cup and it's like water flowing kind of there. So again, 8 of Cups in total. Looking at that sum, just go out there and get them, okay? Just kind of go out there. You're going to find yourself with the more challenges that you take on. Sometimes they're laid upon themselves, they're layered, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be better than okay. All right, so now that this reading is officially over, I thank all my sponsors and supporters of Divine Light and Love. Certainly appreciated, received, and employed accordingly, if not amplified. So thank you for respecting my time, my space, my energy, my work, my health and wellness, and that of our children's. So upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with that sequence of rollout. In light and love, I close all portals.